last time on Point Blank Science. A failed video attempt led me to discover strange things in the LA storm drains. In response to this, I decided to place a trail cam on the ceiling to capture what strange things go on down there. We're going to be moving from right where we're at now over to the entrance of the storm drain, and we're going to move in from there, place the trail cam, and we're going to get out of here. I didn't notice this before, but on the main tunnel entrance, these lights are here, but they're about 6.5 feet up in the air, and they're spaced out much farther than the other ones. The other ones are about, I don't know, maybe 5'11", 6 feet up in the air. So. Okay, so I'm gonna try to set up that trail cam now. So in my backpack, I have a trail cam. That stick you see laying against the wall back there is actually how I'm going to place it against the wall. Now, I took inspiration from Special Forces breacher charges, or I guess breacher charges. So what I did is I cut the tape, or I cut the actual sticky part of the tape and then left the tab hanging off with this other piece of tape so I can rip that, yank them all off, stick it to the actual pole, press it to the wall, and then keep pressing and make sure it's firm, and then I can move out of here. But thank you, Special Forces dudes, for being special. You're helping me out with whatever I'm doing down here. All right, I'm gonna set the trail cam. The reason I have a mask on is because if I'm gonna be setting this down, it's gonna catch my face as I place it. And if anybody actually gathers or finds this thing, I don't want my face to actually be on the trail cam. The camera right here. All right, we should be good to go. I'm gonna place it against the wall where my shadow is right here, pointed this direction. Hopefully what happens is that people are coming down or walking through, their attention is focused down and not up. If someone does happen to point up and see this thing, well, it's gonna be gone, and I'll know when I come back and actually find the actual trail cam. So let's go place the thing up there. Press on, turns off, it should flash red, and this is indicating you have 10 seconds to place it before it starts capturing. So we're gonna take that tape off like I was talking about with the reaching charge. We can pull it down, and now we have a sticky surface to place this against the concrete. Also, I didn't say, there's this loop right here, so as it's hanging and I come back and retrieve it, I can grab onto this, it's tied to the actual unit, so I can pull that off the wall, or someone else finds it and it's gone. Actually, I'm gonna place it straight up. This looks like the smoothest surface here. Okay, placing, pushing. Hopefully that thing doesn't fall right now. I'll have to redo this video a little bit later. Now that looks terribly obvious, but what else can I do, right? Like pushing it as hard as I can. Brace it. The sticky side on the back, I should have thought this one out a little bit more. All right. So, it's because of the size of this tunnel and everything, I don't really have high hopes that that is gonna stay. Hopefully it does. We'll see how this goes. And I don't want to spend any more time than I actually have to inside of this area. I'm not gonna go exploring like I did last time. All right, now we're getting out of here. All right, guys, before we talk about the things we found down there, I want to address the background. I have moved away from California. I'm now in Idaho. So if you want to know anything about that, I'm going to be doing a Q&A video. I've been kind of gathering questions and things like that. So put down in the comment section, put Q&A before it, and then I'll make sure I add that into the actual questions and everything like that that I actually do in the channel update. But for right now, we're just going to get into the things we found down there, and some of it is wild. So we're gonna go over the footage that we actually captured of the people down there and the pictures that we got. There's about 5 people that I can tell are down there because I can hear 2 voices off camera and I can see 3 people that are different from the other people talking off camera. The things that they're saying, because of the echo and the camera or the audio quality on that trail cam, I can't actually tell what they're saying, but it sounds like they're in a good mood. They're laughing, I can hear in the background. The woman says something at a certain point. You can tell that she's saying something in regards to what they're looking at. Right here, this guy pulls out his phone and I can't tell what he's taking a photo of, but that area that they're looking up is where that mural's at, and then the split off for the upper part of these storm drain systems. It's kind of interesting. Maybe he's taking a photo of that. I'm not 100% sure. So maybe it's something he's interested in. I don't know. But when it comes to the rest of them, you've got this first guy right here, and he's got a silver flashlight. And they all seem to have kind of matching flashlights, except for one of them that I can see. You can see it's like a silver or black mag light. I can't tell exactly what it is because this is all black and white footage, because the light that they were using down there wasn't enough to flip the actual trail camera into, well, that'd be color mode. It just stayed in infrared black and white. But as you can see, they're pointing up the tunnel. And I think the woman and the 2 men are, the woman and the 1 man are up at the top of this part of the tunnel that are looking down. They actually never come out. It seems like whatever they did, they stayed at the upper part of this tunnel and never left. They probably exited somewhere miles down the way. And then you've got this guy right here. Can't see the faces of any of these people. You know, we'll never know what they look like. Now, by the way that their backpacks look and the way they're dressed, I'm kind of leaning on the side that they are homeless and not actually doing anything crazy or nefarious down there, just explorers. But it's kind of, you know, I want to say it's kind of weird that they're down there, but I also was down there. So take that as you may. But, you know, they walk off. You can hear their audio for quite a while afterwards as they walk down the tunnel. But the 2 other people seemingly remained at the upper part of that split off. So I have no clue what they look like. I'm not 100% sure if it was just the 2 of them or there was more people being, you know, silent in the farther parts of the camera that I just couldn't see. But the whole thing is weird. It's weird that I'm down there. It's weird that they're down there. The things that are on the wall, all weird. So now we'll go over that little candle thing that we found down there. Heck, it's weird, but you know, we're about to get into that, so let's jump in that now. Okay, so in the main and the secondary tunnel that's connected with the little bridge in between, these 3D printed candles are in both of those. And on the upper one, they're every 10 feet or so, and they're on both sides, and they go pretty far. I think as far as I walked, I found those candles through the whole entire thing. And on the larger tunnel, the one that's kind of like a half egg shape with a flat bottom to it, that main tunnel end, these were every almost like 40 or 50 feet, so there's much less of them. This is the one that I chipped off the wall. And how I did that, I took that pole that I actually mounted the camera to the roof and I placed it against the bottom and I pressed up as hard as I could, and it broke off the front. I've glued this one back on, but then I pushed even harder on the bottom of this and I pressed as hard as I possibly could, and it broke it off the concrete, leaving the adhesive behind it.
whatever adhesive they had used was extremely strong because it did not want to budge. The thought behind making these things and the amount of them in there, they were there for a purpose. I don't know what they were doing in there, but this is not like someone thought one day, I'm gonna put these candles up there for no reason. Like, I don't know why they put them there, but I imagine the reason is really strange. Now, the thing that's also super strange about these candles is there's two candles here. There is the wax ones that you actually light, and then there is the electronic one. Now, I had thought, oh, whatever they used these for had been, was long gone. It was way in the past. But as I got back and I looked at the candle, I realized that the actual candle itself is not lit, and the electronic one still has power to it, and it has been turned off. So all the candles that I was passing thinking, oh, they must have been dead because whatever they used them for has, like I said, been long past. It hadn't. Either the thing that they were going to use these candles for had already been used, and then they turned them off again and left so they could do whatever they're doing down there multiple times, or the thing that they're going to do with them I had missed. But it was one of those things where as soon as I had found them and looked at it with a little bit like a closer eye, I realized that this is even weirder, because this is a lot of thought and a weird thing that you'd use two candles. Like, oh, lighting them wasn't enough. Actually, guys, whatever they were thinking, well, that's only going to last this long and then we're going to have to put them out. Let's use electric ones. And they just placed them on top like so. That's just more weirdness to that tunnel. And then there was the picture on the wall of the black and white kid with the really strange, like fuzzy face above that, like scratched out face. That was super weird. And then all of the graffiti through that whole tunnel is like, I didn't show most of it on camera, but it's super vulgar. The pictures that they have on there are super, I guess you'd say, they're just really bad photos and stuff that are in there. So everything that I found down there, from the shoes that were down there, and if you want to know more about the shoes, you can watch the part 1, but the shoes had some horrific language on them also. And the whole video that I made, or I should say the reason I'm making this video is because I was actually going to do a observation, like a night watch video. It's one of the series that I have from the storm drain. I was going to look for where the, the water drains off the road into the actual storm drain, and I was going to sit in there and watch from there into the city, but that didn't work out because as soon as I found the shoes, I was done with that video. Further investigation into that, the people in the comments kind of did their own little investigation, and a lot of people did Reddit searches and stuff like that. It seems, and this is good, but also gross at the same time. It seems like those weren't, because they weren't kids' shoes. They weren't younger people's shoes. It seems like the majority of them were older men's shoes, and a few of them were small women's shoes. And the people on Reddit, that the people are telling me in the comments, is some weird Vans sex cult. So it's this whole picture that I'm, putting together. You have candles on the walls, strange shoes with, very vulgar writing on it. And the people on Reddit, or what do we call it? The people on YouTube, telling me that essentially the people on Reddit are saying that is a weird sex cult that goes on down there. It's like, okay, thank you. I'd rather it not be, kid shoes, but that's also super weird. But that is the whole thing. The whole thing is super strange. But yeah, I'm finally going to go throw this away now. It's been with me for about 2 months, and I've been waiting to throw this away because this is super strange. But if you want to support the channel, you can go to bullfroglocker.com. It's in the link in the description. Buy yourself a fabric American flag. I make them. They're pretty cool. We're going to have some more stuff coming out in probably the next couple months. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.
That's exactly how it's going to be.
To the trash.
Don't ever let them underestimate you. Don't ever let them doubt you to the point that you start believing what they say.